Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again, early, and I'm here because I can't sleep. I keep thinking about how people are being abused in the system of our lives, and it just keeps me tossed and turning. I get up when I get some thoughts, and here I come talking to you about it. I keep thinking about what the people are doing when we're talking about white supremacy in America. There is no way that we can get back to anything once it has been established that white supremacy exists and been existing for all of this time. There's no going on back to no normalcy. Normalcy means white supremacy continues at a quiet pace. No, there ain't no more normalcy. You have abused us. We have been abused. We acknowledge it. We're not trying to put you in jail for abusing us. We're not trying to punish you for abusing us. The only punishment that you get from abusing us is that we're going to fix this thing. We're going to straighten it up. And you don't have no problem with it. Because with it comes the benefits that you had to worry about now coming back to you. It doesn't even make any sense. We're talking about dealing with getting rid of Trumpism and getting back to normalcy. While down in certain places in this country, they are talking about changing the laws, making it very complicated for people to have a voice in their own system of government. So anything that other folks come up with for you, you got to take it whether you like it or not. Because if you don't, they got the National Guard, the police, the state troopers down there pouring gas, throwing rubber bullets and some bullets and beating you side your head with dogs and stuff. That sounds like a pure hell. And I can't understand how anybody call themselves a human being with some sense would even contemplate some junk like that. But anyway, that's what they doing. So in the meantime, don't wait till this stuff happens, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening right before our face. Everybody getting dumped right before their eyes. So in the meantime, when they're doing this, the rest of you who recognize that you're being complicated out, you create a different kind of system. Those of you who are being marginalized out of this, out of their way, create your own, and make sure that all of you who couldn't get to the vote in the original, what they call the normal legal way, then you vote the right way. You make sure you vote, and then you stand up with the government, and you make sure that your votes are counted. You make sure that your votes are counted. They can't leave you out, but that's what they want to do, and then tell you that white supremacy does not exist. No, my friends, that kind of crazy stuff is not going to happen. It's not going to go forward. And you know what? What I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, is this. The reason that I stay at here is because, first of all, because it's just me. When I'd rather think about why do it, it's just me. It's something I found myself doing, dreaming about all my life, and I found myself actually doing something the best I could. It just was just doing. So I guess it's just me. But anyway, I want you to know that when you talk about white supremacy, you're talking about a system of people who set themselves up and was accepted by those who were abused by it as superior to others. And they reaped all of the benefits. And you know what that's like. You know what it's like to win. You know what it's like to win. And you know what it's like to lose. But they are always winners. Always winners. And others are always losers. Always. They have benefited to the fact that their living facilities, their communities are beautiful. You go through them sometime by accident, you don't believe where you say, where the heck did I come from? Where am I? Am I in golden land, paradise somewhere? Where is this? You have to start looking on GPS to get you out of there. Then you go back home, someplace, maybe not cross the railroad track, but then even cross the railroad track and you see what you see. You see this, and you know what they say? They say you're stupid. They say you're ignorant. They say you don't have progressive attitudes. They put it on you while they sucked you. They've sucked you for their gain because they are superior. And you don't know what they're doing. And you are inferior. That's what they got you believing. That's exactly what they got you believing. And then all of a sudden you find out that it was systemic, that they set out, planned, staged, strategized to abuse you, and while they benefited from it. No, my friends, that does not go forward because, see, this white supremacy had the president of the United States, Donald Trump, last year telling the people when they put him back in office, they don't have to worry about black people and people of color, minorities getting into their neighborhoods again, coming into their communities, because he was going to rescind the best he could legislation that allowed grants and home buildings in their neighborhoods. He was going to discontinue that. White supremacists are still at the mud, and they want you to think that going on as usual while you still living in the ghetto, while you still living on the other side of the railroad track, while they're still living with the jobs paying $300,000 and $400,000 a year, being able to do what they want to do, and you still got to struggle, try to get loans to fix your shack up and all that kind of stuff, and you want to continue to go on like this, knowing that you've been systemically abused, knowing that these are your complications when you try to do something, and these are their few complications when they try to do something, knowing when you go to the gas pump, you can only struggle to put $10 worth of gas in your car, and somebody just pulled away from you putting $65 and $70 worth of gas in their car. How does that make you feel? And then they say, let's go on from this. And there are no changes. Just acknowledge that yes, it happened, and we're going to see if we can mend about it as we go forward. Treat you right. We're going to stop choking you. We might even stop shooting you in the back. What the heck is that? What kind of conversation is that? That doesn't make any sense to anybody who got sense. No, my friends, that does not happen. You know what that basically means? That means just like, look at the situation like this for those of you who think it's too complicated to understand. Let's say your parents, you've got maybe about 10, 12 siblings, and your parents die. But they've amassed a lot of wealth, so to speak. Well, let's not even go with a lot of wealth. That might be too broad for you to understand. Let's just take it like this. They got a great big mansion. A big mansion. And I don't care. Their ideas might be that they leave it to their children. And the children can do with what they want. But they are thinking that the children might do with it the same thing that the parents did with it. And what was that? Use it as a dwelling place, a home place for themselves, and when family from all around, from other parts of the state and out of the state come to town to visit, whether it's a class reunion in your neighborhood or whether there's a family reunion, you can come and many of you can assemble yourselves right there in that mansion and celebrate together, sleeping on floors if you had to, on backpacks, anything, just to be together. Keeping the family unit together, especially at special moments. Okay, so the parents die, and this is perhaps what they're thinking about. Now, let's look at this scenario, this mansion. Now, no family member is living in the mansion, but one family member is in charge of the operation. They're either going to sell it and do something with the money, or they're going to allow people to rent it, and then they're going to do what with the money, like maintain it and save funds for special events. You know, all just use this like a little family foundation thing, right? But what happens is this. You got the person that's in charge who does their view of what's going on. And what is their view? Their view is that, well, over here, we're going to spend as little money as necessary on the operation of this property. You know, if it needs painting or something, we're going to get people with lesser, whose bids are low. People whose bids are low usually don't have the quality material and stuff to use. So we'll use that, we'll use them. We get it look like we're giving it a facelift, like it's something that's done. But I can't invest the money over there because I want to invest the money somewhere else. So where somewhere else is someplace that they want it. Nobody benefits from it. The house, the mansion doesn't benefit. The rest of the siblings doesn't benefit. The only one that benefits is the one that's in operation. So it makes it appear almost as if the family, the parents died and willed the property to one person. And it gets away with it because the people who are not part of it and not benefiting from it are really not thinking about it either because they trust the person who's in charge, or unless they, over time, notice that the property is running down, or they haven't said anything because they don't have time to worry about it. They got too many struggles in their own lives about other things. But then somebody does. Somebody does. Do you think the operation continue on as it's been going on? Or are there to be changes made? There are definitely going to be changes made. First of all, whoever's been running the property down to the ground like this and abusing the people will not continue to do it. Not that nobody's going to try to put them in jail. We just recognize what kind of person they are, and we're not going to continue that anymore. This is prejudice. This is racism. This is bigotry, and we're not going to continue that anymore. So we're not going to claim it and then continue the works. No, we're not going to claim it and continue the works. We're not going to say we've been messing over a certain group of people, and up until the day that we admit it. Now we admit it, and we're going to step into tomorrow doing the same thing we were doing today. No, you're not going to give us no handouts. You're not going to petty us. You're not going to give me no mercy care. You're going to get your knee off our necks. Boy, and I'm not... I'm saying this because I'm frustrated, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't make any sense. When we can live in peace, be prosperous, all of us. We can be free, all of us. We can have joy in our lives, all of us. Our dreams come true, all of us. And every last one of us can have our careers, all of us. And we can produce a heavenly thing on earth, all of us. And we let some knucklehead with some stupid idea about some way this system is ran, the way the system in Russia is ran, and all these people are hurting. And we call ourselves, we're more stupid than the people. Well, we're not more stupid, but we're just as stupid. How do you think these people feel coming out of Guatemala, Mexico, and Africa, and other places, and then you're trying to find some place running away from the pain and suffering of their particulars? You know, that doesn't even make any sense. What? And you know why that's happening? Because God is not there. The God of love isn't there. What is there? Supremacy. It either makes white supremacy, black supremacy, all kind of supremacists, messing over what? People. And there's nobody out here excused. Yes, I'm an American. Do I think Americans are better than Russians? Hell no. They're the same people. They're messing over everybody. Everybody's messing over everybody. And getting away with it. We got a black vice president. We just got rid of a, well, not got rid of, I don't like that term. Well, a black president served us a term. All through all of that, we black people second-class citizens. All through that, we're second-class citizens today. Everything that the president and Democrats are talking about doing, the changes that they're talking about making, it does not move that label of second-class citizen from us. It's just saying now we've acknowledged it. But everything, if you consider everything that they got planned, and it sounds good, I'm not lying to you, it sounds really good. But if you consider everything and implement it, they're still second-class citizens. Why? Because there are others that's left out. And then even if you put them in, you're going to have people working when some people still talking about, well, we got good paying jobs. What is a good paying job? When you still living on the other side of the railroad track or in the ghetto compared to the others' lifestyle. And they're just working just like you. So don't be tricked with this junk. No, look, God tells you this. Everything belongs to God. You got to have peace. You got to have prosperity. You got to have joy in your life. You got to have freedom. You got to have your dreams come true, and you got to participate. As long as you're doing that, you're godly, you're divine. Don't let no devil stop you. The devil, let me tell you what the devils have done to try to stop you. When you tried to stand up, the devil came and dropped bombs on your community, on your houses, to just interrupt you. When you tried to straighten up and walk right better, they came and attacked you and burned up your neighborhood, burned up your town and killed you and destroyed you. This is what they did when they don't want you to succeed. This is what they do to perpetuate their evilness and ugliness on other people. Well, now, who are these? I'm talking about white people in this country, and I'm talking about African people in African black countries, and I'm talking about Asians in Asian countries, and I'm talking about other people in other countries. They do the same thing everywhere. All of us are led by devils. Woo! And we know it, and let them get away with it. And the church, the God that they've been telling you about, They got it fixed up somewhere in there that you've accepted it and put up with it all of this time. And you ought to be ashamed as well. We all should be ashamed. We ought to put our face on the ground and lick the earth and hope that nobody's looking at us for the stupidity that we've exemplified in our existence here. But get up off that ground with a new mind, a new heart set that it's over. It's a new day and you are a new person and you are going to know it and so will the world. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Till next time, Eddie Marcus.